Hello, my name is Chris and this is the 2021 Nissan Versa. One of the only subcompacts left on the Canadian market, subcompacts are affected by the North American customer that wants bigger and bigger vehicles. Would you buy a subcompact? Let me know in the comments, I'd like to know. For those that are interested, I will look at the exterior, interior, and take it out on the road and tell you who I think this vehicle is good for. The exterior is agreeable. The sedan format is an interesting choice. Most subcompacts are usually hatchbacks for the added convenience. Nissan says this Versa is an impressive value. I agree. The safety tech is impressive. The base model includes such technologies as forward collision and pedestrian warning. Impressive. The price of $16,498 of the base model with the manual transmission is incredible. Included are air conditioning, cruise control, power doors and windows. That's all you need really. Of course, Nissan sent us this all-equipped model that goes for $21,000 plus destination plus everything else this province piles on. I don't know if they will sell these all-equipped versions. I think the base models and the mid-trims are the best deals. This Nissan Versa has a decent trunk. Its shape lends to that. The rear seat is tight. Young children will be fine, normal-sized adults in a pinch, but not really. In front, the comfort is class appropriate. You'll be fine sitting in these seats for 30 to 60 minutes, which is the norm at this price. Nissan has a certain competence in terms of an easy-to-use ergonomic. I think that's its strength. You do not need an instruction manual here, which I love. This all-equipped model has 17-inch mags, LED headlights, sports cloth trim, and interior enhancements. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is on all models but the base model. The drive is confident. Versa handled the worst of Montreal's terrible roads bravely, only getting undone by the worst potholes. Totally acceptable. This Versa is such an honest offering. The engine is a 1.6-liter four-cylinder and it makes 122 horsepower and 114 pounds of torque. This tester has a CVT and delivers 8.2 liters in the city and 6.2 liters on the highway, or 3240 mpg according to the EPA. Here are my thoughts on the road. Hello car lovers, driving the 2021 Nissan Versa. This is the all-equipped model with the CVT. What to say about this vehicle? Well, this is a subcompact. There aren't many competitors left. What's the place of the subcompact car in people's lives? Where is it still useful? I think it's still useful. We're going to talk about this as perhaps an entry-level car, a first car for a young buyer or for somebody of modest means. But I also think there's another use of this vehicle. In Quebec, in the province where I live, I see a lot of families in their driveways. I see a lot of compact crossovers, often 2 compact crossovers per driveway. So I think it would be sound finance if one of those vehicles would perhaps be a vehicle like this one, a subcompact car, which has excellent fuel economy, which is easy to maintain, which is inexpensive, and which depreciates much less over time than other vehicles because the starting price is so much lower. So in that sense, I think it has a place there. How could it do that in a family context? Well, sitting in front, there's lots of room here for 2 people. At least in the subcompact world, there's lots of room. Sitting in back, as long as you're not over 5'9", I think there's room. Over 5'9", there begins to lack a little bit of headroom. So now that we know what it's used for, let's look at it on the outside. On the outside, it looks very average. It looks under the radar. It is Nissan's design language applied in the most conservative way possible, in my opinion. On the inside, there is a wonderful ergonomic and a very nice design. I like the way these ventilation huts are on top of the infotainment system. The climate control here, very easy to use. The infotainment is as good as it gets, I think, for this price. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. There's a digital display in the dash. There's a giant speedometer, so that way you know what speed you're going, and that way you can glance at easily in the city of Lachine, which 30 kilometers an hour speed limits. You're constantly looking down to make sure you're not exceeding the limit. The build quality, I think, is sufficient for this price. A nice big thick steering wheel. Ross reports he's enjoying these seats. Me, I find perhaps they're a little bit too much like this, and I'm not getting a good posture. So I guess it really depends. You have to sit on them and try them out. The CVT, well, it behaves just like any other CVT, which means it does have a little bit of a rubber band effect. However, it does compensate in good fuel economy, so that on that level fulfills its economic role. There are electric driving aids in this vehicle, which is good at this price. And as a perspective, I just want to show you where things have gone over the last 18 years. In 2003, I bought a Ford Focus ZTS, all right, with an automatic transmission. That car with tax cost me $24,000 in 2003. There's no digital dash, no Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. It was a little bit more powerful. I believe it had 130 horsepower, but it drank so much more gas than this vehicle. It had none of the security features that this vehicle has. It has this vehicle is in another world in terms of design, in terms of ease of use, in terms of the options. It had heated seats like this vehicle, and of course that Ford Focus ZTS did not have all the crash technologies that this car has. So, and this car cost maybe $1,000 or $2,000 more than it did in 2003. So that is a tremendous value. I hear a lot of people saying how cars are expensive now. They're out of reach. The average price of a car is $40,000. Yeah, if you buy a CRV, it is $40,000. However, if you buy the same cars that they were selling way back in the day, nearly 20 years ago, the price has not changed, which is a tremendous achievement of the car industry. So what's the final analysis of this vehicle? Well, certainly recommendable on the lease and recommendable on the purchase, I think, and for the reasons I gave just now. By the way, if you like this video, like it. If you don't like it, don't like it. And if you really like it, well then of course you should subscribe. And that is it.